The battle for the largest city held by ISIS appears close to being over. Iraqi government forces captured an ancient landmark in the old city of Mosul today, a significant symbolic victory. The militants now hold very little territory in the city, once home to 1.5 million Iraqis. William Brangham reports.
For Iraqi forces, it's clearly a major victory after months of block-by-block fighting. They've recaptured western Mosul's Al-Nouri Mosque compound and what remains of its 12th century minaret.
We stormed the area in the early hours of the morning from different directions. We stormed the mosque and secured the area, and operations are going on to fully clear and search the area.
The compound was blown up by ISIS fighters last week as they retreated, but that did little to diminish the symbolism of today's events. In a statement, Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi said it marks the end of the ISIS state of falsehood. In July 2014, the ISIS leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, stood in the Al-Nouri Mosque just weeks after his forces seized the city and announced the formation of a so-called caliphate across much of Iraq and Syria.
God has granted your brothers, the Mujahideen, victory and a conquest after years of patience and holy struggle, and enabled them to achieve their objective.
There have been recent claims from the Russians and the Iranians that al-Baghdadi has been killed, but the U.S. hasn't confirmed that. Now, his group holds less than 1 square mile of territory in the western half of the city. Part of Mosul's old city remains under ISIS control, as does a key nearby hospital complex. U.S. Army Colonel Ryan Dillon is a spokesman for the coalition that's supporting Iraqi forces, the ISF.
The old city still remains a difficult, dense, suffocating fight. Tight alleyways with booby traps, civilians, and ISIS fighters around every corner make the ISF's advance extremely challenging.
Last October, Iraqi units and their allies opened the campaign to retake Mosul and captured the eastern half of the city by late January. The assault on western Mosul began in February. Even now, it's believed thousands of people are still trapped there.
Yes, there are many families still there, hundreds of families, all around. It's miserable. There is no bread or water at all.
These months of battle have displaced more than 850,000 people. Hundreds arrived today at a processing center run by Iraqi forces as they attempted to flee for refugee camps. Military trucks carried men, women, and children out as others tried to make their way back in to newly reclaimed areas.
Our neighborhood was liberated more than 3 months ago. We fled even before the liberation of our neighborhood, and ISIS was chasing us from house to house.
Meanwhile, in Syria, U.S.-backed Kurdish fighters have seized the last road into Raqqa, the Islamic State's self-proclaimed capital. The Syrian Democratic Forces are now in control of all major routes into the city. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm William Brangham.